Hello, we are up with a interesting question regarding finding the two numbers whose sum is 27 and the product is 182. So firstly, the very basic thing, they asked us to figure out two numbers. So what can we consider it as? Let two numbers be. May we consider it could be x and y or anything, p and q, s and t, anything. So let two numbers be x and y. So now I have an interesting relation also over here. What is it? Their sum is 27. Using this, can I make it something interesting? Okay, let me tell you what I'm trying to talk about. So if I consider one number to be x, the other number is obviously 27 minus x, because when I add them both, I would be getting 27, correct? So what does that mean? Maybe since I consider two numbers, I can consider x as x naturally and y to be 27 minus x, correct? Okay, I considered this. So now how am I going to figure out those two numbers, x and y? Very simple, using this particular cube. So what is that? Product of two numbers, x and y, when I multiply, I will be getting 182. So now I know x as it is, and y I can write it as 27 minus x, which is equal to 182. Now of course, the simple algebraic calculation goes apart over here, and now taking everything to the same side of the equation, I would be ending up making the equation look something like this, and I don't want something negative with a x square, so I would multiply the whole algebraic expression with negative sign. I would end up getting x square negative 27x positive 182, which is equal to 0. Now you can make use of quadratic formula, or you can make use of prime factorization followed by grouping and figure out what could be the value of x. So now if I in a simple way, if I make use of prime factorization, it goes with 2. So I would go ahead and write the same thing. Then probably 13 7 times and 7 once. So now if I see these, okay, so I have 7 times 2, which is 14, and one more factor 13. I have to make sure that when I multiply these, I'm getting 182. Okay, so one task is done. And when I'm adding or subtracting this, am I getting 27x? Yes, I am. So both the tasks are done. Now what is it? It's x square negative 14x negative 13x plus 182. After checking that out, I'm writing this. Okay, that's very important. Now I can go ahead with grouping. So here if I consider these two, x is common, I'm taking it out, and I'm left with x and negative 14. Similarly, when I consider these, I know what is common? Negative 13, if I take it as common, I'm left with x, and negative times negative sign would give me positive, so minus into minus, and 13 times 14 gives me 182, which is equal to 0. So now again, if I consider these as a whole, these are something common. So when I take that out, x minus 14, I'm left with x minus 13, which is equal to 0, which means I can equate both of them to 0. And what would I be ending up with? Very simple, x which is equal to 14 or x which is equal to 13. So how does it go now? Very, very simple. I considered x, say suppose if it's 13, then I know y is 27 minus 13, which is 14. Or in the other case, if I consider x as 14, y is 27 minus 14, y equals 13. So what does that mean? X and y. So the two numbers, whatever is asked, they are 13 and 14. Such a simple thing. And if you understand the question well and the cues that are given in the question, then it's very easy to come out with respect to two numbers that's supposed to be found. Thank you.